All right, morning, guys. This is a quick video on how to do diamond puzzles with positive and negative numbers. Okay. So in the past, we've done all positive numbers when the top and the bottom numbers are positive. So for number 2 here, the top number is the one you multiply to, and the bottom number is when they add to. So what two numbers can multiply to 5 and add to 6? Well, I make my factor tree. Well, the only two numbers that can multiply to 5 are 1 and 5. So those have to be the answers, right? And it actually works. 1 times 5 is 5, and 1 plus 5 is 6. So that one works. When you have a negative number, either on the top or the bottom, things are going to be a little different, okay? There's a couple tricks. All right, I'm going to start with the top number. Let me change my... If the top number is negative, one factor needs to be negative. Okay? So, it doesn't matter. It does matter which one, but we'll get to that in a second. But one of the factors needs to be negative. One of the numbers that you find needs to be negative. If the top number is positive, then they're both positive or they're both negative. All right, and we'll get to that later. All right. Now the bottom number tells you which of the factors is going to be negative. If the bottom number is positive, the bigger factor is positive, okay? And I'm going to write the other one over here. If the bottom number is negative, well, what do you think? The bigger number, yes, you're right. Bigger factor is negative, okay? So the process to getting the factors, to getting these two side numbers, we call them factors, is the same as all the diamond puzzles we've done. Just look at 24, okay? I know it's negative, but look at 24. Make your factor tree for 24, okay? Well, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6, all right? So now, since the 24 is negative, one of our columns needs to be negative, okay? And then for that, we look at the bottom number. If the bottom number is positive, then the bigger number is positive, which means my smaller numbers need to have a negative sign on them, okay? So now I add. Well, negative 1 plus 24 is 23. Negative 2 plus 12 is 10. Negative 3 plus 4 is 5. Negative 3 plus 8 is 5. Negative 4 plus 6 is 2. Well, ding, ding, ding. This is my answer, so negative 4 and 6. Okay? I'll show you another one, all right? Same thing as number 3. The top number is negative, so one of our factors needs to be negative, and the bottom number is positive, so the bigger number has to be positive, all right? So I still look at 22, all right? Make my factor tree. Well, 1 and 22, 2 and 11, and that's it, okay? So if my bigger number is positive, then the bigger number, if the bottom number is positive, the bigger number is positive. So I need to make my smaller numbers negative. Then you add them together. Negative 1 plus 22 is 21. Negative 2 plus 11 is 9. Bingo. Got my answer. So negative 2 and 11. Okay. Now let's find one where the bottom number is negative. Let's get a good one. All right. Let's do number 21 here. Okay. So the bottom number is now negative. So since the bottom number is negative, the bigger number has to be negative. So you look at the top number, it's 60. So I make my factor tree. Well, 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10, and that's it. Okay? So now since the bottom number is negative, the bigger number has to be negative. Okay? So I'm going to make all the bigger column negative. All right? So now let's add them together. 1 plus negative 60, negative 59. 1 plus negative 30, negative 28. And so on, and so on, and so on. Once you get your answer, bingo, negative 7. I got it. I don't need to do 6 and negative 10 because I know it's not going to be negative 7. Okay? So 5 and negative 12. Okay? Let's do one more just for a good measure. Okay, we got 66. Make your factor tree. 1 is 66. 2 and 33. 3 and 22. 4 doesn't work. 5 doesn't work. 6 and 11. Okay? And I think that's it. So, since the bottom number is negative, your bigger number is negative. Okay, so then you add them together. Well, negative 65, negative 31, negative 19, negative 5, bingo. All right, so 6 and negative 11. Okay, that's all there is to it. If you have any other questions, please let me know.